was tired. Not gonna lie, I was tired. Like, do you know how that comes off, bro? Like how that comes off not only to your teammates, like your family, the organization, the fans. Like, do you know how bad that looks for you to come off the field because you was tired? Everybody's tired, bro. It's football, it's professional sports. Everybody's tired. Everybody's working just as hard as you. Like that was a selfish ass decision. You tapped out on your team, man. You walked off the field. Like if you're not injured, like if you're not physically injured or physically unable to be out there with your team, then you should be on the field each and every snap, bleeding, sweating, grinding with your brothers. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. Anthony Rich. Then let's get into some football stuff. Excuse me, get into some football stuff. Because you haven't Anthony Richardson, everybody has not thrown a 250 plus game this season. He hasn't thrown for 250 yards or more this season. Let's start there. Yesterday, I believe he threw for 175 yards, I believe, had one TD. One should have been a TD, which was, I believe, Josh Downs should have been his second touchdown. Had my guy Jalen Petrie guard him there in the slot. Josh Downs is a great football player, good football player, a little shifty receiver. But anyway, he should have had two touchdowns. And also his running back, number 31, I don't even know his name, but he looks like to be a repeat offender, what we call a repeat offender. And repeat offenders, they drop the ball in a crucial point in the game, or they do something, they keep getting penalties, keep getting roughing the passer, keep getting holding calls. You know, we call those repeat offenders. So this running back number 31 that the Colts have on their team, he might be a fullback. I don't even know. But he keeps dropping the ball in crucial situations. In particular, in 2023, we played them to get into the playoffs. And yeah, number 31 dropped the ball. So he dropped a wide open touchdown on Sunday. So but yeah, man, Anthony Richardson, terrible decision making. He is not a creator. That's one thing I noticed about Anthony Richardson. He is not a creator. No matter what your play, your play call is, no matter what your coaching staff draws up, and it might be some BS from time to time. 9 times out of 10, this is a player's game. This is a player's league. The NFL is a player's league. The coaches aren't out there on the field with you. All they doing is calling the play. But that don't mean you can't go out there and be a creator, especially as a quarterback of your team. Now, for example, everybody remembers when he threw that terrible, terrible, disgusting interception to Jalen Petrie for the Houston Texans right before halftime. Right before halftime, the Texans turned the ball over. The Indianapolis Colts had the ball. All they had to do was run the clock out, and they would have went into halftime 10-10. Shane Steichen, you aren't excused from this situation either, from this podcast either, my boy. Shane Steichen, head coach for Indianapolis Colts. You call up two terrible play callers back to back, two quick game play calls. You getting empty. First of all, the first one you called up, almost threw a pick to Kamar Lassiter, cornerback for Houston, Texas. He dropped it. Boom. Then you come back again. Instead of just running the fucking ball and then kicking the punt and playing defense and going into halftime with basically 0-0. Like, what was you trying to gain from calling these quick plays, these quick game plays? Like, what was you trying to gain? You was in minus territory with like 20 seconds left. You know what I'm saying? So I put a lot of blame on Anthony Richardson. Yes, you can't throw that fucking ball right there, bro. You can't throw that fucking ball. You can't even turn the ball over in minus territory right before halftime. You see, it led to points. Number two, Shane Steichen That was a dumbass play call. I don't know what strategy that was. Like, I don't know. Like at this point, it seemed like you gambling on the game or somebody. You got something, some dealings. They need to look into your closet real quick because I mean that was horrible. That was an abysmal of events there. I mean, two quick game plays back to back, 3rd and 3 is very obvious. You get an empty formation. I mean, you got a 250-pound quarterback, 6'5" quarterback. You can't call up a draw or some shit like that. You throw a quick game with this motherfucker at quarterback. The fuck are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? Um, but yeah, man, it's definitely looking rocky over there in Indy. As long as Anthony Richardson is at the helms of the team, and then you got Joe Flacco, who could have easily won that game for them. I mean, the Texans won the game, yeah, but that wasn't a convincing win. They got a lot of wins like that, the Houston Texans, that is, that aren't really convincing. But yesterday I gave it up for them. They did their thing on defense, but there was a lot of plays to be made on offense. But again, Anthony Richardson inaccurate as hell, overthrowing guys, like not knowing how to create and change the play at the line of scrimmage, just sitting back there like a big ass dummy, throwing the ball as hard as he can. Not going to be making plays very, very long. Um, and you know, and then just the whole tapping out of the game, like that just strikes me as a guy that I don't want on my team personally. I don't want to be a teammate. I don't want to skate with you. I don't want to kick it with you. I don't want to do none of that. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to do it. I don't want to hang out with you. Like you tapped out, bro. Tapped out. Simple as that. Talking about you tired. Fucking goofy. Goofball. You know what I'm saying? But, putting the blame on who's to blame for Indianapolis woes this year? I'm blaming Shane Steichen. I'm blaming Anthony Richardson. And yeah, the GM, you're not getting off feeling. You're not getting off Chris Ballard that easy because you constructed this team. He was very lazy and lackadaisical when it came to free agency and the trade deadline. Didn't make any moves, and you have nothing to show for it. So that's what that's going to be. Peace. Horn and sweet.